Welcome back to Hopeful Moments 1. Today, we bring you 3 stories that will make you laugh out loud. Drama, humor and epic twists. Imagine discovering the worst betrayal of your partner, not through rumors, tearful confessions, or a heart-wrenching realization, but simply due to an accidental mistake. They forgot to log out of their account. That's exactly what happened to me. In just a few short minutes, everything I had ever trusted, every emotion, every beautiful memory of my marriage, completely shattered. The messages left open on the screen didn't just reveal a painful truth, they tore down the illusion I had been living in for years. I didn't just lose my spouse, I lost my faith in love, loyalty, and everything I once held dear. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Story 1. He forgot to log out, and I watched my marriage fall apart. It was just another ordinary evening. I was using my husband's laptop to look something up, with no intention of invading his privacy. But then, something caught my eye, an open browser tab, displaying his social media account. At first, I hesitated. I had always respected my husband's privacy. But something inside me, a deep, unsettling gut feeling, told me to take a closer look. Curiosity won. I clicked. What I saw made my entire world collapse in an instant. Right before my eyes were countless flirtatious messages, late-night conversations, and sweet words that I had never received from the man I trusted the most. And it wasn't just harmless chatter, there were secret meetings being planned. Each message felt like a dagger slicing straight through my heart. This wasn't just a fleeting mistake. This was a carefully cultivated relationship that had been going on for months. I sat there, my hands trembling, my heart pounding. This wasn't just one moment of weakness, it was a long, deliberate betrayal happening right under my nose. How had I been so blind? How many times had he looked me in the eye and told me he loved me while his heart belonged to someone else? With every swipe on the touchpad, my stomach twisted in knots. The screen in front of me wasn't just a social media page anymore, it was undeniable proof of his deception. Then I saw the worst part. It wasn't just the sweet nothings he whispered to her, it was what he said about me. I feel trapped. She never understands me. I've tried so hard, but she never appreciates me. Every word was a punch to my self-worth. For years, I had done everything I could to be a good wife, to nurture our happiness. And this is what I got in return. I felt sick. Not just from the betrayal itself, but from the brutal realization that he had been gone long before I ever noticed. And then I saw it, the final, undeniable evidence. A planned meeting. The date, time, and location were all clearly displayed. This wasn't just an affair hidden behind a screen. This was real. My hands shook as I took screenshots, a desperate attempt to regain control over the storm raging inside me. My mind spun with possibilities. Should I confront him immediately? Should I wait and catch him in the act? Or should I just walk away, disappear from his life without a word, just as he had emotionally disappeared from mine? I closed the laptop with a soft click, the sound echoing in the suffocating silence of the room. By the time he walked through the door, I had no patience left. I confronted him right away. I threw the raw, ugly truth between us like a bomb set to detonate. At first, he denied everything. No panic. No guilt. Just a calm, defensive stance, as if I had accused the wrong person. What are you talking about? You're misunderstanding everything. But his lies couldn't save him this time. Without a word, I pulled out my phone and showed him the screenshots. In an instant, his face drained of color. He stammered, trying to come up with an excuse, maybe an apology, maybe another lie, but no words could mend what had already been destroyed. I didn't yell. I didn't break things. I didn't demand answers. Because there was nothing left to say. I quietly walked to the bedroom, pulled out a suitcase, and started packing. No dramatic screaming matches. No lingering questions. Just a suffocating silence, the kind that comes when something is irreversibly broken. That's when panic set in. He dropped to his knees, tears streaming down his face, begging me not to leave. I made a mistake. I swear, it meant nothing. But if it meant nothing, why did he hide it for months? If I truly mattered to him, why did it take getting caught for him to feel regret? It didn't matter anymore. The crack had turned into a break, and I wasn't going to try to fix something that was already shattered. I zipped up my suitcase and walked out, leaving behind a broken man and a broken home. But I knew, I had already lost him long before that night. The only difference was that now, I had the strength to walk away. Weeks have passed since that night. Life goes on. The city is still bustling, the sun still rises and sets. But inside, I am forever changed. The pain doesn't vanish overnight. It lingers in quiet moments, in dreams, in the sleepless nights. Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever trust or love again. But then I remind myself, I'm moving forward. And if there's one lesson I've learned, it's this. Always trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. The truth can be hidden behind sweet lies, but your intuition never lies. I ignored it once. I won't make that mistake again. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever uncovered betrayal in a way you never expected? When the truth hit you in the most brutal way, how did you handle it? Share your story, because sometimes, what we think only happens to us is actually a pain many others have felt too. Story 2, The Wallet Mystery, and a twisted plot unfolds. At first, you think you just misplaced it. But after turning every corner upside down, drawers, bags, under pillows, even the fridge, because, who knows, maybe you were that absent-minded. What you're looking for remains missing. Your heartbeat speeds up, your breathing becomes shallow, and your mind spirals into chaos. A flood of anxious thoughts rush in. Where did I leave it? Did someone take it? Or am I forgetting something important? Suddenly, you start doubting yourself, as if your own memory has betrayed you without mercy. It feels like being thrown into a game of hide-and-seek you never signed up for, only to lose from the very first moment. And right in that chaotic instant, you realize this situation can lead to one of two outcomes. Either you find your lost item and breathe a sigh of relief, or you uncover a truth far worse than you ever imagined. Today, we're diving into such a story, a journey that begins with a seemingly trivial mishap but unlocks a door to an unexpected secret. So buckle up, because what's coming next might just keep you on the edge of your seat. Our protagonist today, let's call her Emily, is having the worst morning possible. You know, the kind of morning where everything conspires against you. First, she oversleeps, jolting awake in a mild panic. Then, in her rush to make coffee, she spills an entire cup onto her desk, scattering documents everywhere and almost baptizing her phone in caffeine. And just when things start to settle, she grabs her coat, picks up her keys, and gets ready to leave, when, bam! Her wallet is gone. At first, Emily assumes she just put it in the wrong place. No big deal, stay calm, she tells herself. But after a few minutes of searching with no results, worry starts creeping in. She checks her handbag again, nothing. Jacket pockets? Empty. Desk drawers? Also a dead end. Now the wallet hunt enters a new level. Emily scours her entire apartment, getting down on her hands and knees to check under the bed, flipping couch cushions in case it got wedged somewhere. No sign of it. In desperation, she even peeks into the trash bin, because, let's be honest, who hasn't dug through the garbage at least once for lost keys or earbuds? But still, nothing. The wallet has vanished without a trace, as if it never existed. Her heart starts racing. A whirlwind of thoughts floods her mind. Did I leave it somewhere? Did someone take it? Or am I just panicking so much that I can't think straight? Emily takes a deep breath, forcing herself to stay calm. All right, think. Where was the last place I used it? Then, like a sudden flash of light, she remembers, the cafe from yesterday. Clinging to a sliver of hope, she grabs her phone, ready to call and ask. But at that moment, she has no idea that the missing wallet is only the beginning of something much worse. As soon as the thought of the cafe pops into her mind, Emily's fingers tremble as she dials the number. Her heart pounds like a drum as she waits for someone to pick up. Hello, this is Emily. I was at your cafe yesterday, and I think I left my wallet there. Has anyone found it? She holds her breath. A brief silence stretches, then the cafe employee responds, their voice filled with regret. Sorry, but no one has reported finding a wallet. The words hit Emily like a hammer. No way! She was sure she had used her wallet there. So where could it have gone? And that's the moment when the real panic sets in. Her grip on the phone tightens. Her mind spins through all the possibilities. Could I have dropped it on the way home? Did someone pick it up and not return it? Or worse, was it stolen? Her breathing quickens as she realizes what's inside that wallet, her ID, credit cards, cash, everything she needs for daily life. If someone with bad intentions had it, they could go on a shopping spree with her cards or even steal her identity. Emily forces herself to focus. It's okay. I just need to find it fast. She starts messaging friends, coworkers, anyone who might have seen her wallet or remembered something important. She racks her brain, retracing her every step from the day before. But the harder she tries, the more hopeless it feels. The wallet has seemingly disappeared from existence. Emily sinks into a chair, gripping her hair in frustration. Then suddenly, ting! A new message pops up on her screen. Her eyes scan the sender's name, Jake, her boyfriend. Hey babe, don't stress about the wallet. It'll turn up. Wait a second. Emily frowns. A strange feeling stirs inside her. How does he know? She hadn't mentioned it to him yet. She hadn't posted anything online, and she'd only told the people she directly contacted. She hadn't even had time to tell Jake. So why does he already know she's looking for her wallet? A chill runs down her spine. Suddenly, the missing wallet isn't the only problem anymore. It's how Jake knew about it before she even said a word. Doubt starts creeping in. Jake's weirdly timed message makes Emily uneasy. She needs answers. And the only way to get them is to confront him in person. Without hesitation, Emily grabs her coat and rushes out of her apartment, her nerves on edge. She tries to reassure herself, maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe he actually knows something that will help me find it. But deep down, she can't shake the unease. When she arrives at Jake's apartment, she keeps her voice as steady as possible. Jake, I just called the cafe. No one found my wallet. Did you hear anything about it? The question seems innocent, but Jake's reaction makes her immediately suspicious. He flinches slightly, his eyes darting away. His fingers grip the edge of the table, then loosen. Nervous. Tense. As if he's hiding something. Emily narrows her eyes, watching his every movement. Then she sees it. A tiny corner of her wallet, peeking out from Jake's gym bag. A wave of cold realization crashes over her. She doesn't want to believe it. But there it is. She takes a deep breath, trying to control her shock. Her voice wavers slightly as she asks. Jake, is that my wallet? Jake's face drains of color. He looks down at his bag, then back up at her, stumbling over his words. Oh, yeah. I found it in my car. I was going to give it back, I just forgot. Found it? In his car? Emily narrows her eyes. That's the worst lie she's ever heard. How could her wallet end up in Jake's car when she hadn't been inside it for days? This wasn't just a coincidence anymore. It was turning into a nightmare. Without hesitation, she grabs her wallet from his bag and checks inside. Cash? Gone. Credit card? Recently used. And the worst part. The latest transaction was at a store Jake visited this morning. Shock courses through her like ice. A mix of betrayal, rage, and disbelief floods her chest. Jake, her boyfriend, the person she trusted, had stolen from her, used her money, and then pretended like nothing happened. Emily stares at him, her hands shaking, her heart pounding. Then, unable to hold back any longer, she shouts. Jake, did you steal from me? Jake stumbles backward, raising his hands in defense. No. I just borrowed a little money. I was going to tell you. Borrowed? Without asking? And used her credit card? Emily lets out a bitter laugh, one not of humor, but sheer disbelief. She grips her wallet tightly, looking at Jake with pure disgust. You mean, you were going to keep taking money until you got caught? Jake stammers, unable to answer. And at that moment, Emily knows, Jake isn't just a liar. He's a traitor. And she's done. Story 3, the entitled sister-in-law gets a taste of her own medicine. My husband's family has always had one persistent issue, his entitled sister. She constantly stirs up family conflicts, takes things that don't belong to her, and whenever she gets caught, she plays the victim. If anyone dares to call her out or stop her, she throws a tantrum and blames everyone else. The internet drama begins. A while ago, our family decided to install our own internet package, a seemingly smart decision to ensure a stable connection for everyone, preventing any more freeloading from the neighbors. The rule was simple: whoever uses it, shares the cost. A completely fair and logical agreement, right? But my sister-in-law? Oh, she had her own twisted definition of fairness. Netflix? She binged it from morning till night as if she were on a mission to finish the entire library. Online gaming? She played so intensely that if the power went out, she'd probably treat it as the end of the world. Downloading movies? Forget downloading one at a time, she hoarded entire collections as if she were building a private archive to rival Hollywood. The result? Our internet speeds slowed to the point where it felt like we were back in the Stone Age, using dial-up. So, what happened when I gently reminded her about contributing to the bill? Did she realize her responsibility? Nope. She looked at me with wide eyes, as if I had just asked her to sell a kidney. Then, after a few moments of dramatic silence, she gasped and said, "Family should know how to share. You're so stingy, who can live like this?" Ah, in her dictionary, sharing meant I pay, she enjoys. Amazing. If there were an Olympic competition for shamelessness, she'd take home the gold medal. The turning point, changing the Wi-Fi password. After days of enduring slow internet thanks to a non-paying parasite, I decided it was time for action. New rule. Pay your share, get the Wi-Fi password. Don't pay? Well, best of luck with mobile data. And then, the meltdown began. The moment she realized our Wi-Fi had become a locked treasure chest to which she had no key, she lost it. If you think action movies are dramatic, you've never seen an internet addict get cut off. She screamed, cursed the heavens, and ran straight to my husband, accusing me of being a selfish, cruel woman who doesn't care about family. I remained calm. My husband, at first, looked slightly annoyed, but I quickly presented undeniable evidence, our bank transaction records. Total amount his sister contributed to the internet bill? A perfect 0. He looked at the statement. Then at me. Then back at the statement. And finally, he had no choice but to agree with me. His verdict? Want to use Wi-Fi? Then pay for it. The ultimate plot twist. Did she finally agree to contribute happily and gratefully? Not a chance. Instead, she tried a new strategy, running to my mother-in-law to complain. "Mom, my sister-in-law is destroying our family by putting a price on everything. How am I supposed to live like this?" She expected sympathy, but... The ultimate twist, my mother-in-law simply shrugged and said, "Then just pay for it. You can't keep using other people's things for free forever." Game over. Left with no choice, my sister-in-law begrudgingly opened her wallet because her crocodile tears weren't fooling anyone anymore. And the results? No more endless Netflix marathons slowing down the house. No more 4K movie downloads turning our internet into a traffic jam. No more freeloading off the family without paying a dime. The house became more peaceful than ever. And me? I sat back, enjoying buttery smooth internet speeds, high-quality live streams, and zero interruptions. The takeaway. If you have a Wi-Fi leech in your home, don't hesitate to change the password. If they throw a tantrum, let them cry it out over the internet bill. If they try to play the victim, stay calm, numbers don't lie. And most importantly, never underestimate the power of changing your Wi-Fi password at the right moment. It can change your entire life.